So when Mr. Depp finally decided to fight to clear his name by filing this lawsuit,
Johnny Depp may appeal the UK court loss following the US verdict. In 2020, Hollywood actor Johnny Depp lost a UK libel lawsuit against the Sun newspaper. But on Wednesday, he won a similar lawsuit against his ex-wife Amber Heard in a US courtroom. Now, many legal experts believe that Depp should appeal the UK court case in light of what has transpired in the US case, as he stands a greater chance of winning it now than he did before, given the mountain of new evidence and witness testimonies that were not available at the time of the 2020 trial. But is this realistic? Let's find out in this video. A UK barrister by the alias of Mr. Black Belt Barrister has recently uploaded a video on YouTube calling upon people to help reopen the UK appeal in the Johnny Depp case. In the 4-minute-long video, the barrister provides ample justifications for Johnny's case and his appeal. They have also urged people to sign the petition to get the case re-examined on the website change.org. The video received more than 75,000 views and caused people to raise the issue on social media. A Reddit user made a post that read, "Johnny fans, we need your help. A UK barrister is trying to get the UK trial looked at on appeal. Please sign." The post received many replies from people having all sorts of opinions on the matter. One Redditor commented, "The UK judge made some very questionable and hard to justify judgments. Numerous pieces of evidence undermining Amber Heard's credibility were ignored, and the judge also disregarded audio evidence in favor of her written witness testimony. Really embarrassing for the UK justice system." Many shared in this sentiment. Another followed, "They cost Depp years of his life, possibly 100+ million in lost income, work, contracts, legal fees, irreputable damage to his reputation, ruined relationships with his friends and family. If Depp can successfully get this ruling appealed, we could be looking at one of the biggest legal payouts in history by a media giant, and he would deserve every penny." The users in the comments were adamant that the decision should be appealed, and Johnny stands a good chance at winning that case as well. A user said, "It definitely should be appealed again. The judge based his verdict largely upon the fact that AH had donated her divorce money to charity. Now it has turned out that she has kept the money for herself and has lied under oath. Essentially, the judge has based his verdict upon lies." Back in 2021, Johnny Depp was refused permission to appeal against a high court, ruling that he assaulted his ex-wife Amber Heard. In 2020, the US actor lost his libel case against the publisher of The Sun over an article that labeled him a wife-beater. Mr. Depp asked the Court of Appeal for permission to challenge the ruling, but a judge refused his application and said his appeal had no real prospect of success. The Sun's article, published in April of 2018, was the focus of a 3-week trial in July last year. The 57-year-old sued Newsgroup Newspapers, the publisher of The Sun, over the accusation that he was violent towards Ms. Heard, but the newspaper maintained its article was accurate. The Hollywood star's libel claim was dismissed by Mr. Justice Nicol, who found The Sun's accusation to be substantially true and ruled in the publisher's favor. The judge found Mr. Depp, 57, had assaulted Ms. Heard, 34, on a dozen of occasions and put her in fear for her life 3 times. But we now know this was false. Days after the ruling was announced, Mr. Depp announced he had been asked by Warner Brothers to resign from his role in the Harry Potter spin-off franchise Fantastic Beasts. The US actor asked the Court of Appeal to grant permission for him to challenge the High Court's ruling, with the aim of having its findings overturned and a retrial ordered. At a hearing a week after this, Mr. Depp's lawyers asked the court to consider fresh evidence relating to what they said was Ms. Heard's claim that she gave her $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Mr. Depp's barrister, Andrew Caladot, QC, told the court that the claim was a calculated and manipulative lie. After the couple divorced in 2016, Ms. Heard said she would split the $7 million between the Children's Hospital Los Angeles and the American Civil Liberties Union. But Mr. Caldecott said that the hospital wrote to Mr. Depp's business advisor in 2019 to say Ms. Heard had not made any payments. The court heard $100,000 was donated to the hospital and $450,000 to the ACLU, but Ms. Heard claimed she made a further $500,000 donation to the second charity anonymously. We also know now, in light of new evidence presented by an ACLU representative in the 2022 case, that Amber did not fulfill her pledge at all. Ms. Heard's legal team has previously said Amber has already been responsible for 7 figures in donations to charitable causes and intends to continue to contribute and eventually fulfill her pledge. But Adam Wolanski, QC, representing the Sun's publisher News Group Newspapers, said the new evidence Mr. Depp wanted to rely on would not have any impact on the result of the libel trial. Ultimately, the court refused permission for Mr. Depp to appeal. Speaking at the Royal Courts of Justice in London, Lord Justice Underhill said, "We refuse Mr. Depp's application to admit further evidence in support of his proposed appeal, and we conclude that the appeal has no real prospect of success and that there's no other compelling reason for it to be heard. We accordingly refuse permission to appeal." But what has made legal experts and people believe that Depp stands a chance this time? At the time of the UK case victory, Heard's lawyers in the US, Elaine Charlson-Bredehoft, said the ruling was no surprise. "Very soon we'll be presenting even more voluminous evidence in the US," she said. Bredehoft may well be surprised now. Last Wednesday, Heard's evidence was roundly rejected by a jury in Virginia, despite it being assumed by many, including legal experts, that Depp had a weaker chance of victory. The perceived wisdom is that it's much easier to win a defamation case in the UK than in the US, where the enshrinement of free speech in the First Amendment of the Constitution is a sacrosanct. So what happened in this case to reverse the expected result? Mark Stevens, an international media lawyer, said the fact that the US case was heard before a jury while the UK trial was heard before a judge was significant. Because the US trial was before a jury, it allowed Depp's lawyers to focus on Heard, a well-worn tactic of defendants in domestic abuse cases, but one that was dismissed by the judge in the UK, Stevens said. Heard's team also made tactical mistakes and was outdone by a more experienced set of lawyers, Stevens added. Heard's team were not predominantly trained libel lawyers, and they were outgunned at every corner. They were up against a very strong team for Depp, he said. They deny that their client, did anything. They deny that they're the real perpetrator, and they attack the credibility of the individual calling out the abuse, and then reverse the roles of the victim and the offender. There were also claims that the use of Darvo tactics, when the alleged offender denies the behavior, attacks the accuser, and reverses the role of victim and offender, was not confined to the courts. Darvo refers to the reaction that alleged perpetrators of wrongdoing, particularly sexual offenders, may display in response to being held accountable for their behavior, she said. This occurs, for instance, when an actual guilty perpetrator assumes the role of falsely accused and attacks the accuser credibility and blames the accuser of being the perpetrator of a false accusation. What we have witnessed in the US over this case has been an overwhelmingly case for Depp on social media. It's like an anti-Heard campaign, and there's been a lot of Darvo. On TikTok, the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp received 20 billion views. Jurors were instructed not to read about the case online, but they were not sequestered, and they were allowed to keep their phones. This may have also played a major role. In view of all this, it's fair to say that Depp has grounds for an appeal, and it's also possible that he may be granted another chance at the UK trial that he previously lost. Whether that happens or not, only time will tell. So what are your thoughts on Johnny's chances at an appeal? Do share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching right until the end. Have a great day.